What's up, everyone? It's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and let's speculate. It's speculation time. Now, because it's gaming when we're talking about all of this, there's a million and one things we could be speculating about. There's all sorts of craziness out there. Like, for example, are Nintendo going to make enough Super Nintendo Classics or Super Nintendo Minis to satisfy demands, or will scalpers have their way with it? Will the Nintendo Switch succeed? Will it fail? Will it sell a billion copies? Will it billion units, I should say? Will it be the new Wii, or will it be the new Wii U 2.0? Or will Destiny 2 be any good? Awkward silence, as we all know. That's no, just no. And of course, there's the one big question on everyone's mind. Will Pat the Inez Punk ever concede defeat that it's not the NES, it's not the SNES, but it is the NES, and it is the SNES? But no, we're not here to speculate about any of that today. What we're here to speculate about today is the upcoming Xbox One X. Now, why? What are we going to speculate about? Are we going to speculate about the possible performance, if it's going to give us true 4K, if it's going to give us 60 frames per second? No. What we're actually going to speculate about today is if the Xbox One X is going to turn the tides of the console war. Turn the tides might be a bit extreme, but let's say, will it level the playing field or make stuff a bit even, or even out a bit more? That sounds a lot better, actually. I'll use that one. And you know what? I know what some people are going to say right now. It's like, oh, Q, you can't do a fair comparison between Xbox and PlayStation while you're using the Xbox footage. That just means you're a biased fanboy. Well, you know what? You're right. Snap back to reality. PC graphics master race. So, what I mean here, anyway, is when, let's go back to 2013, when the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One were announced about 6 months before the release. One of the big concerns and the big rumors and all coming out from initial launch or initial reveal and initial launch was the power gap. Resolution gate, frame rate gate, gate, whatever you want to call it. And one of the big concerns and big, what we'll call driving forces, now there were many of them, but one of the very vocal ones out there was the performance. And 99% of the time, a multi-platform game would perform and or look better on the PlayStation 4 versus the Xbox One. Now, we all know that's down to the hardware side of it because of Kinect and the price, etc., but we won't get into that part of it as it stands at the moment. The big thing we're looking at is that games would run at either a higher resolution, with better graphics, or better, more consistent frame rates on the PlayStation 4 versus the base Xbox One. So they're usually considered the standard, more powerful version of it. For people like myself who own multiple consoles, I would generally buy the more powerful of the when it came to buying multi-platform games, I would generally buy the more powerful of the two. Obviously, it didn't factor in if there was a PC version, because that one would obviously be the best. But let's look at one or two games that I do have at the moment. Grand Theft Auto 5 on 8th generation consoles, I have that on PlayStation 4 because it runs and looks a little bit better than it does on the Xbox One. Destiny, unfortunately, I have that game. When Destiny was in its run-up to launch, it was announced that it was going to be 1080p 30 FPS on PlayStation 4, and up until like almost the last second, when Microsoft gave them extra horsepower to drop the Kinect, they were only going to have, I think it was 900p 30 FPS, or maybe it was even 720p 30 FPS. But the point is that myself and a bunch of other people were buying the more powerful version of the game if we had the option, because if we had both consoles. Some people only had one console, and some people could only afford one console. So naturally, they are going to want to look at the third-party support, the first-party exclusives, and the performance and quality of third-party games on whatever platform they choose. Mostly, they won't want to buy inferior hardware and get inferior experiences. And that brings us up to the end of 2016 when Sony announced, well, Sony had already previously announced it, but they launched their PlayStation 4 Pro, which was basically just an overclocked version of the PlayStation 4, and it would give possibly better graphics or better frame rates or better resolutions or more stable frame rates or resolutions, whatever it is. The point is, the power is definitely a concern. Just for the sake of it, we'll go back and we'll just throw this in there. When the consoles did launch in 2013, they were woefully underpowered. Hell, to this day, my old secondary PC, which I built in 2012, is still more powerful than these consoles, than the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on 99% of games. I can get better resolutions, better frame rates, and better graphical settings versus these consoles from back then. So that's just something as a quick comparison at the same time. Now, if that doesn't show what is real and what's not real, and the fact that the power, the quest for power and resolution and graphics and frame rate, if that doesn't showcase that it's real, that that Sony and Microsoft are doing these 32x mid-generation refreshes, I don't know what proves it. But Microsoft, not to be left in the dust, have obviously got the upcoming Xbox One X. Now, this is where it gets a bit interesting, because previously we had the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, with the PlayStation 4 being more powerful. And then we had the PlayStation 4 Pro added to the mix, which was still adding on top of Sony's already powerful lead. And now we have Microsoft coming back with what promises to be an even more significantly powerful console than the competition, which should put Microsoft at the forefront of the power race, as far as consoles go at least anyway. Now, does that mean that everyone is automatically going to go for an Xbox One X and everyone is going to be buying all their third-party exclusives and their more powerful, better performing versions of games on Xbox One X versus their existing PS4 or PS4 Pro? Will the Xbox One X level out the playing field? I don't believe so. And why is that? Now, because the people who want the Xbox One X are generally not your standard consumer. The people who are going to want the Xbox One X's aren't the casual gamers. These are your hardcore, tech-hungry, enthusiast gamers. People like myself. Multiple other people out there too. But the point is that we have to look at the price of the consoles as they stand at the moment. Now, I'm going to use GameStop Ireland prices right now because, well, I live in Ireland, so it makes the most sense to use these. Let's look at a price comparison, okay? A 500 gigabyte PlayStation 4 Slim, not the Pro, 500 gig PlayStation 4 Slim. €300. Okay, so that's €300. Now, I'm not factoring in games or anything like that. This is just the standard one, and that's it. Xbox One S. Now, currently, they don't seem to sell Xbox One S by itself, but what I do have found here is ones that, the only ones they have available actually, are Xbox One S 500 gigs, so it's the equivalent model, and even it doesn't matter, some of them come with Minecraft, some of them come with FIFA, some of them come with Forza, but the point is they're all the same price. And these consoles are €279, €280. So you see the point. You see the price point that the current level of console is aiming for. It's aiming at roughly the €300 mark, give or take. I believe the Xbox One S, the 500 gig launched at 300, so you get the point. So where does that leave the PlayStation 4 Pro? Well, the PlayStation 4 Pro, which first off has a 1 terabyte hard drive, so it's not a direct comparison, but just for comparison, we will throw it in there. The PlayStation 4 Slim 1 terabyte is €350, and the PlayStation 4 Pro 1 terabyte, which is actually the only one available, is €400. So you see the point. You can get going with a console for €280 to €300. Or you can go with the enthusiast route in the case of the PlayStation 4 Pro, and you can start at $400. Now, here's where the Xbox One X comes in. Granted, the Xbox One X is significantly more powerful than the PlayStation 4 Pro, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One S, I suppose. But it's significantly more powerful. It's also significantly more expensive. it's not only €50 on top of the current model. Like when you look at the PlayStation 4 1TB to the PlayStation 4 Pro, there's only a €50 price difference. Versus when you look at the Xbox One X, now it gets a little bit shaky. So Xbox One X, you're looking at almost double the cost of the consoles we already looked at, the Xbox One S 500 gig. And depending on what one you can actually find, you're looking at a €200 or €150 price increase over the 1TB Xbox One S. Because depending on which one you can find, you can get the vanilla, no game Xbox One S for €300, or you can get one with like a game and something like that as for €350. So you're looking at a €150 to €200 jump of a price increase over that just to get the Xbox One X. Now, of course, there's people out there who have a PlayStation 4 Pro and will switch over because they want their superior multiplats, at least as far as the consoles go. So there are people out there who will easily do that. How many of them are out there? Very, very few. Very, very few. You have people that have an Xbox One that didn't want to get a PlayStation 4 Pro because it wasn't enough. Maybe they wanted Xbox games. Maybe they want to keep using their library. Maybe like me, they like Halo. Maybe like some of the other stuff like Gears of War and Forza and Halo Wars, whatever. Maybe these people, some of these people at least, will go for Xbox One X. But the point is that the majority of people who are considering buying an Xbox One product in general, are not going to be holding out for the X. Granted, the X is out in a couple of months, but these people are not holding out for it. It's your average consumer, your average gamer, who's just going to walk out and just say, hey, listen, here is €280. Give me a 500GB Xbox One S with a game, and I'm good to go. So the fact that the PlayStation 4 is outselling the Xbox One by about 2 to 1. I believe the current numbers are somewhere about 60 million to 30 million. So that's a pretty damn big increase. So when you look at you're not going to double the install base, not the play base. You're not going to double the install base of the Xbox One with a €500 enthusiast grade console that everyone isn't going to want to buy. Because it's not the mass market, it's not the appeal. It's nice for them to be able to say, we have the most powerful console on the market, plays all your Xbox One games even better, blah, blah, blah. So that's great for them to be able to say that and all. But the fact is, how many people do you know, how many people do I know that just want to go out and say, well, hang on, let me see here. I can throw down €300 and get going right now. Actually, no, I can throw down €280 and get going right now with an Xbox One. Or I can wait and pay nearly double that. No, I think I'll just go and get going straight away right now. It's the same way. When someone goes in to buy a Christmas present or a birthday present, they're going to say, okay, my son had an Xbox 360. What are my options? Here's an Xbox One. It's the new version of it. This is €280. Here's the PlayStation 4, €300. Here's the better PlayStation 4 for €400. Or here's the better Xbox for $500. It's just not realistic. And I don't think the Xbox One is going to, or the Xbox One X, I don't think it's going to level the playing field. I don't think it will flop. I mean, when you look at the PlayStation Pro numbers now, I believe it's 1 in 5 consoles sold. 1 in 5 PlayStation consoles sold is a PlayStation 4 Pro. So that means you've got 4 PlayStation 4s and then someone buys a Pro. I think in the Xbox One X is going to be even lower penetration rate. It wouldn't surprise me if it was 1 in 10, maybe 1 in 20 that actually bought that. Just because of the price. Yeah, you're getting much better hardware for it, but it's literally just because of the price. You're asking almost double. Granted, yeah, I know. I bought an Xbox One on day one. It cost me €500 for a 500GB with Kinect. And now you can get, with the power that's in this, and obviously no Kinect, for €500. Yeah, it seems like a great deal in comparison. But your average person, it doesn't work that way. They see one, if not two things. The library of games that they can play and the actual euro, dollar, pound, whatever you want to call it, value that they're spending. Because it's going to hit them in the wallet. And that's what's arguably most important to a lot of people. So no, I don't think Xbox One X is going to shift the balance of power back. Now, I use the term literally when I talk about power, back into Xbox One's favor. Yes, it is a more powerful console, but I don't think it's going to fly off the shelves, because I don't think everyone's going to go out and buy them and say, oh, well, you know, I need to play Borderlands 3 on Xbox One X instead. I need to play Destiny 2 on Xbox One X instead of PlayStation 4. Well, no one should be playing Destiny 2 anyway. I need to play God knows whatever on Xbox One X instead of PlayStation 4. I don't think it's going to happen. There'll be a couple of people out there, myself included, who will buy one and they will get their, you know, non-PC version games of multiplats on Xbox One X. But the point is, it's just not happening, and it's not going to do it. What do you think anyway? Do you think Xbox One X will take off? Do you think it'll be the next big thing? Do you think it'll be the next PlayStation 4? As strange as that sounds, but I'm sure you get my drift. Or do you think it'll flop miserably and sell maybe 1 in every 1,000 units? You tell me. Let me know all of that in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the rest of the videos in my channel.